Okay, what do we got over here? We have Amber pour Homme. Just come through the post today as part of a 3-part order. And I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know if this is a old school batch or not. This hasn't got the Azzaro pour Homme on the lid, but it's matte black. Let's get some first impressions. I can smell pungent anise off the top, but let's give it a go. I just tested Mont Blanc Individual before, so hopefully it doesn't get in the way. Let's go for it. I'm really loving this. I think that the brandy in the Azzaro pour Homme. What am I doing? Oy. The brandy in the Azzaro pour Homme intense. That is very sweet, and this is, you get the anise star with that vetiver, which almost has it's almost a brandy note, but it's not. It's got that depth of the brandy. But the juniper berry gives it a very nice sweetness. But it does almost become medicinal because it's quite strong. It's coming on as a very strong smell. But I do like how it's a little bit animalic, like Kuros, but it's getting to the back of my throat. Ooh. Yeah, it's powerful. But it makes me keep on wanting to smell it because it's sweet. It's sweet like brandy. It's got that vetiver. Just that DNA is so rich. I'd say it's sweeter in the Azzaro pour Homme Intense, but that's the difference. You can see Azzaro pour Homme, Azzaro pour Homme Intense. The Azzaro pour Homme. This is a classic. I would put it up there with Trussardi Umo, which is and maybe no. Trussardi Umo, I'd say, is the closest, and this has tobacco, honey, and iris, which I really like, but it has some oak moss as well. So it's a very classic spicy smell, but this is I really love it. I mean, I could wear this. I love the spicy sweetness of it, but it's very masculine as well. It has that musk. This is a kind of oak moss that I like. It's not so strong, but it's I don't know what that note is. I think it's the anise star and something very boozy about it. It smells boozy, brandy, sweet. Like it's got a little bit of amber in it, that vanilla. There's that woody woody dry down, woody, musky, slightly medicinal dry down, as if there was some camphor or labdamen almost. So yes, before I was saying that there was a labdanum, almost a medicinal note that can be found in Azzaro Homme, which is very, it's almost taken out completely in the Azzaro Homme Intense, which is sweeter, and it's got the brandy note, but it's a little bit more basic because it hasn't got that juniper berry mix with it or the anise star to make it a bit more fiery and spicy. It's got that boozy and a sweet note, which I love about that, and it's really great as an individual scent and super as a mixer for that as well, to add some boozy, sweet, caramel kind of vibe. It's almost got a caramel vibe because it's got the brandy and the booze, which is like a caramel booze note. Well, so this has that brandy and caramel booze note, but it's made more spicy and a little bit more sweet with the juniper berry. I'd say the juniper berry gives a bit of a gin feel, like a tonic, like tonic water, like carbonated feel, almost a metallic tone to the warmth of the brandy note. They say it's not brandy or whiskey, but I can't really I can't really tell the difference between brandy and whiskey in a perfume. I'm not really a drinker, but I do like it. I think the gin note or the fizzy gin note gives it a sense of clarity and stops it from being a sweet melange. It provides almost like a musky base, which I really like. I think I could wear this as a signature scent going forward in life. I mean, I'm talking about, I'm 28 now, 28 plus. You can wear this every day until you're 35, 40, and it's not going to seem outdated. It's definitely not outdated. I would say the Aramis New Creations Modern Leather, Aramis Modern Leather is a lot more dated in terms of its heavy, heavy, heavy leather, and is not as mass appealing as this. This is definitely Macho, a little bit sweet from the berry brandy mix. It has a warmth to it from the vetiver, which is grassy, not too much like tobacco. It's I go on both arms. I just doused both arms because I sprayed it a little bit and I smelt a little bit of this intense vibe, this brandy vibe. But I sprayed more, and you get the juniper berry and gin note, which makes that white musk. It's almost like sweet white musk, sweet caramel spiced white musk. Sweet caramel spiced white musk. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's the most original scent, but I can tell that this is gonna last. And yeah, basil. It's a juniper berry with the basil and the anise star, which creates a sort of aromatic freshness. So check it out, guys. It's very cheap nowadays. If you look on discounters, I got this for about £20 for 100 ml. But when I saw the advert, I really it really made me laugh. It says for women who love men that For men that love women who love men. That was the one. For men who love women who love men. So for men who love women, that can allow them to be masculine men, you know, not just stripped of everything, of, well, you know, the masculine charm. This has that original masculine charm, which I think is lost in many perfumes. So if you want to take a trip back to the 80's or late 70's, I think this is a not so dated option, and I'd recommend it. But then again, if you have the Azzaro Homme Intense and you like the sweetness of it, and you think that any more of that vetiver or boozy note would make it overpowering, or another spicy note would make it too spicy, because this is sweet spicy. I resemble it to cinnamon snaps, that little cereal, cinnamon crunch. It's got that cinnamon top note with a boozy brandy, so it can never be too spicy. It's on the sweet and boozy side, and this is spicy, boozy and sweet. This is more complex. I'd say it probably lasts the same amount of time, judging by how it's performing on my skin. It's nice. It's real nice. No problems with the longevity. After spraying a little bit, it just, yeah. I find the comparison between Trussardi Umo quite, yeah, I mean, this has more oak moss and iris, so it's different. It's different, but it's not all that dissimilar because the tobacco brings it down a notch and makes it a little bit more boozy. But I'd say Trussardi Umo is a different beast. It's a little bit more spicy. Actually, it's spicy, but in a different way. It's clean spicy, and this is quite macho spicy, but it's not tobacco. It's verging on that tobacco masculine vibe, but this is really, it's a classic. It's definitely a classic. So check it out, guys, if you want something masculine, similar to Kuros, but not too dated with the leather, a little bit of sweetness, an old school fragrance that's not too dated. That's how I define it. Old school fragrance that's not too dated. Check it out, guys, if you like the brandy in the Azzaro Pour Homme Intense, because it has got that, but beware, you have to like white musk. I think that gin note comes from the juniper berry, mixing with that sort of whiskey note and forming more of a gin note, so it makes a white musk effect. So if you like the sweetness of the Azzaro Pour Homme Intense and you want something a little bit more macho, a little bit more masculine, a little bit more rounded, take a dive and check out Azzaro Pour Homme Eau de Toilette. It's going for dirt cheap nowadays as well. About £20 I got this for. So check it out, guys. Fresh Mark Sense out.